Good morning and welcome back to Coffee and Tourniquets. I think we're on episode 3. Successful week. Happy Halloween, everybody, by the way. This last week, we succeeded in getting 2 Stop the Bleed courses done. Actually, 1 single Stop the Bleed course in New Jersey. Thank you, Jason Riley. And then a second course, which is actually Everyday Carry Medicine. It's a course that I teach with South Mountain Defense. We've been doing it for years, and now we're doing it under Damascus and South Mountain Defense's umbrella. So, welcome. Today, as promised, if you saw the teaser, I wanted to do a review on Trex Arms Med 1 pouch. This is a pouch that I have carried on my battle belt for, over 5 years, I think now, since it came out. I really like the design and the modularity of it, and we'll discuss some of that here. Been training hard with it the last several years because of the tactical games. This has ran on my battle belt in the tactical games. Completed 2 5-mile runs with it on my battle belt. No issues, no loss of equipment. It's been a pretty stable platform for me. A couple things I like about it is where the tourniquet access is, which I did have to figure out how I needed to modify my fold and that handle that we talk about. I put on the Instagram to make it so it could get from with both hands, and I'll show you guys that. I'll show you the contents, my contents, and of course, we'll review. If you have questions, please discuss. So, on to the review. So, first and foremost, I really like the pouch on the outside here. It's still on my battle belt. You can see I have the Chemlite attachments. These I use for Sharpies, especially when I go to the range and train, as well as needle decompression needles. Should I put them on there? Now, I'm missing one because that did fall out during one of the tactical games, and it is actually relatively skinny for those needle decompression needles. Not the new bigger spears; those will fit, but they might be a little obnoxious on here. So, construction is great. I love the material. As you can see, your tourniquet is mounted below on a bungee strap here, if you will, nice thick strap. The zipper on the pouch itself is good and thick and very positive. I don't like those ones that you can't tell that you're unzipping it. And then the contents. What I love about the contents is that the pouch is modular. You can do a little Velcro here or here and make a modular pouch, or you can get this strap. And it contains everything you need for your IFAK. So I have essentially a combat dressing. I have combat gauze, and then I have chest seals. And then on the outside, I have my immediate action tourniquets. So obviously this is not stuff you would use in immediate action, or care under fire, if you will. That would just be this, and obviously return fire. This is for when you get to a more stable position for someone to use on you or get to yourself. That being said, this being a first IFAK, individual first aid kit, it is mounted to the middle of my belt, in the middle of my back. And in the video that we showed earlier episode that I broke down, I can reach this with either hand. And that's a key point that I'll make sure you guys understand about IFAKs. It has to be accessible by both hands. It's going to do you no good whatsoever if you can only get it with your left hand. Well, what happens if your left hand is down? So now the outside again has a Velcro panel, so you can do a modular system like this if you want. You can do patches, whatever you want. Now for the tourniquet here, as you can see, I mounted it so that my windlass catch here is in the middle. Obviously, that's so I can reach up. I know where I'm grabbing. I know what I'm grabbing when I grab this, and I can pull this out, and I have access to it. All right. You can see I set it up with my handle already. And this is a real tourniquet, so I'm not going to play around with it. But I did that, as you can see here, because if you put the windlass clip out here, you can only really pull it out very easily through one side. Now, could you finagle your hand around and reach out and grab it? Yeah, you could. Same with the other side. I like it in the middle. I reach back, I can feel where I'm grabbing, I know I'm grabbing this, and I just pull, and it comes right out, no issue. So that's something, a modification I did have to do in my training. I personally set it up one way and realized the flaw. I couldn't get to it very easily or as rapidly with it staying in one side or the other, the retention clip. So, and again, as you know, set it up so you have your retention strap on the outside. I got the handle set up. We can review that again some other time. But again, slick, sticky, sticky to slick, and it goes right back in there. So I'm not going to bear with you while I go through it. So again, overall, this pouch works great for what I need it for on my battle belt. every IFAK that you have or first aid kit needs to be really mission based, if you will. And I say that is the IFAK I carry in my truck is different than that and what's in my wife's vehicle. They have similarities, but my wife has the Motrin, the thermometer, and stuff like that for the kids in her first aid bag that's in her vehicle. My truck doesn't necessarily have that. We don't take the kids everywhere. Mine, my wife's, we take the kids everywhere. So keep in mind, you need to find what works. I started with the Condor EMT light pouch, loved it, but I realized I moved into something like this that stayed a little more tighter for me, and so it was a little smaller footprint in the back, so I could sit in a vehicle with it and not have any discomfort. So again, Trex Med 1 pouch, I highly recommend it. It's what I go with. Probably get one or two more if I had a couple more battle belts set up. But again, train with your gear. I can't stress enough. Train with your gear, and you'll find the flaws, and you'll find what works for you. Train, train, train. All right, guys? And that includes medical. Every day if you can, all right? Especially on the range. Not just dry fire, but also tourniquet train if you can. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this product review of Trex Arms Med 1 pouch that I've used for several years. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Hope to hear from you all